I seem to have lost the picture here. Yes. Okay. I don't see anything.
And we are live. Thank you everyone for tuning in. As you can see today, for the 8th reading, I am trying something new thanks to my friend Igor, who's here tonight, who showed me this wonderful software that is much easier for people to use. And I am really pleased to have with me Eugene, Jennifer, KV, and Igor tonight for this wonderful reading. I'm really sorry about Barry, who I had communication issues with and who will probably not be able to make it tonight, but hopefully it will work for next time. So without further ado, I will give the word to the, let's say, newcomer of tonight, Eugene. The word is yours, and please, you can read your poetry. So Eugene, you are most welcome to read now.
Okay. This is a poem I wrote on the 4th of December last year. When the warm, sunny days end and swallow part, days to spend in hotter parts. When leaves and foliage abundant grow weary, then redundant, until September. When novena nights grow longer and longer, lamps alight. Readers pray prostrated for better sight. Then rains occasionally thunder. Fruits fall, October. When wild winds howl in the night, drizzle and fog dominate, it might. The harvest in soggy fields is done, and trees naked to the bone. But if pertinence or some mere chance, the low, hazy sun should glance upon a thicket, sown, but all must die to be reborn. December hails, and colder still, wet leaves and bones be as grey concrete, and lights reflect by day where people used to congregate. A second one?
Thank you very much. Yes, you can read another one.
Well, it's a bit longer.
Please do.
The hawthorn. How stands you? Thank you. How stands you now, O silent retreat, O refuge mine of youth's despair, the hiding place among your entangled roots, where all frustrations could be forgotten, well, I could conceal, if I might, hours to my own, investigate a mouse's hole, violets, primroses, or simply enjoy the return of one's tractor river deep as you it was for one political that shimmered at the rocky trunk to how go the seasons, the years. You steadfast on, you watchman of cauliflower and cabbage fields, O defender, O last contest the rights of trees in old Fingal, where in younger days I would seek you out to shelter from a threat or simply caused by homework or geometry beset, plagued with Latin conjugations, but arbor I'll not let, now slanted by the wind, weighted with ivy, notched by heavy young lads, marked by straying cats, cursed by rush farmers. You are still my envy, fruitful hawthorn, manly, little-leaved and hearty, sturdy to a hideout for a robin, a place to build his nest, for a wood quest to rush must beware of pellet guns and carts, or of scarecrows and carbides, or spray of early green, or shower of pure white, whelming scent of April, May, shade on a hot June day, frugal tree, you remain the hawthorn of town. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your beautiful poetry. And if our viewer had troubles with the sound, I'm really sorry. That may be a connection problem, but we will post all the poem on the comment section below. And now I will give the word to KV, who is with us tonight and who has stayed up late because he's from India and it's, I don't know how early in the morning. So you're very welcome to take the word.
Thank you, Chester. Thank you so much, and all the love to all the lovely audience who has joined in. And this is right now. It's 12:43 a.m. for me. So yeah, it is. Okay, so I'll start with a poem. Yeah. So in 2020, there was an incident which happened in India, Kerala, which is the South India. So an elephant was killed because of what they used to do is they put some crackers in the fruits so that some wild animal cannot enter the city, and they can just eat it, and they can die just at the moment, and they cannot go further in the city to cause problems. So this is what happened, and this time the elephant was actually pregnant and she died, and this poem is about that incident. Wandering around in the wild forest, not alone, but with an unborn in the womb. Utterly tired, finding a place to rest, not too far, she located food. Glimpse of happiness on her face, so caring and loving humans are. Proceeding towards it with a little pace, it's a pineapple, not at all a bazaar. Little did she know the fact the pineapple was cursed, intentionally filled with crackers. In her mouth, they burst. This is how the humans celebrated for the foul play they arranged. She rushed to the river, discouraged, to ease the pain for life's sake. Recalling the play from the past, only the roles have reversed. The snake deceived Eve into eating the apple. Humans, being snakes, turned the trust absurd. In that case, the tree was forbidden, with cursed fruits growing on it. In this case, people's minds are forbidden, with cursed thoughts growing in it. How unfortunate the infant was who thought that the world loved him. An elephant, Lord Ganesha was. Maybe the mother's soul wasn't pure enough to live. Yeah, that is the first one. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, and I'll do one more. I'll go with naive. So we all know the meaning of naive, very innocent and lack of wisdom person. So this is naive. It goes like shown a spot by the dependent's torch, habit of being living under a shadow. To that place they blindly march. Their spotless hearts are hugely hollow, manipulated by the forged guides, unwittingly adhering them like tourists. Lack of wisdom and absence of minds, giving bucks but ready to take no risks. Running their hearts but others' brains do. All they expect and need is trust. Only treacherous acts others execute, thoughts full of greed and thirst. A minacious game with missions, life is. Playing honestly, but others use cheats. The depth of life unable to measure because they fail to ponder so deep. Yeah, that is naive. Yeah, okay.
Thank
Thank
you
you
very
so much.
much.
Yeah, that was my poems. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining in. And we will now go over the 2 video contribution I received from Lydie, who has 2 poems in French. The first one titled C'est quoi la vie? So, what is life?
Dis, c'est quoi la vie? Une nuit qui s'élève sur un chemin sans cartographie, une réalité au cœur d'un rêve, une mémoire oubliée, un silence qui dit tout, un souffle qui rougit, une danse suspendue aux lèvres d'un sourire.
And now the second one titled Le pêcheur, the fisherman.
Au pays des rêveurs, à la lueur des émaux de la nuit muette, c'est sur la grève de son cœur où se meurt l'écume de nos voix, qu'il pêche des lettres en papier de soie pour déchiffrer les mots qui se brisent sur nos lèvres.
So these were the 2 poems from Lydie. Thank you very much for your contribution. And to all the people who are watching, you can send your contribution to us via mail, and we will be more than happy to play them for the next stream. And now I will give the word to Jennifer. Please, the word is yours.
Thank you, Chester. Hi, everyone. My first poem deals with the dying of soldiers or those who have got wounded. And this is a mother who is happy that her child is alive, even though it's been sort of deformed during the battle. It's titled Cry for Joy. On the battlefield, you fell wounded. You are alive, so I cry for joy. You lost a limb, I cry for joy. You lost an eye, I cry for joy. You lost a limb, I cry for joy. Others lost their lives, I grieve with them. You are in a coma, I still cry for joy, praying for the day when you will look me in the eye and smile. So many parents have lost their heroes, having no one to give them a comforting smile. So many will be lost for a very long while. So many children must be told, Daddy, Mommy has died. I grieve with them, I grieve with them, I grieve with them. You are alive. You could have died on the battlefield from rockets hitting your vehicle, from people hating suicide bombers. So many parents crying grief over their fallen children, heroes. I grieve with them. I pray for them. I grieve with them. The wars go on. Tomorrow, a wounded soldier will survive. This moment, someone is dying. This second, someone just died. Still, I grieve with them, but I cry for joy, thanking the Almighty. You are alive. I pray to the Almighty, do let numerous soldiers survive. On both sides, parents crying grief. On both sides, parents fear for their kids. On both sides, a parent say prayers of thanks. My child is still alive. That was the
Very
first one.
powerful.
My second one is a bit different, totally, dealing with nature. My favorite place in Jamaica is a waterfalls, which is world famous for those who know Jamaica, and it's called Dunn's River Waterfalls. The unique thing about this waterfall is that it flows not just in a river, splashed down, but it goes directly into a beach. So you can be swimming in the beach and then you can climb the falls. That's the unique thing about this one. You can Google it, Dunn's River, DUNN''S River Waterfalls. So this poem is dedicated to the Dunn's River Waterfalls. I hear the music, I hear the wailing, I hear the falling of water thumping, gushing, bubbling, roaring, racing down the waterfalls, lashing on the rocks, hitting on the rocks, beating on the rocks, beating staccato, beating in unison, sounding like 1,000 gigantic Congo drums. It's roaring, vibrant, hypnotizing rhythm, picking up tempo, makes me so want to shake my feet, tap my feet, oh, my poor beat, keeping up pace, throbbing as wildly as the Congo beats, while my entranced body flutters, sputters, engulfed in the frenzy of such mystical, ecstatic melody, bends, turns, gyrates, whipped into motion, caught up in the action, charged into reaction by the fantastic, savage, pounding melody, setting my body in heat, filling my body with heat, heating my body with heat. Am I in heat? I sweat. Yes, I'm lost in the magic of raw, hot Congo beat, mingling with pure, fresh, icy spring water rolling down the waterfalls, gushing, bubbling, roaring, racing down the waterfalls, lashing on the rocks, knocking on the rocks, hitting on the rocks, beating on the rocks, bubbling, rhythmically landing in classical, exotic, mystical beat, washing away the sweat from my still dancing, exhausted, wet feet. Oh, what a beat, mystic waters. That's it.
Very refreshing. You almost feel like
Yes, exactly.
in
That's
this.
the Dunn's River Falls.
This is the waterfall.
That is the waterfalls, and it flows directly into the beach. I can do a romantic one, a small
Sure.
one, a short one. Let me see where it is. Okay. It's titled Superstar. It's a fictitious one, please. It's not about me. I want to talk to you, but I'm afraid you might think I only want to get laid because you've come so far and are now a worldwide superstar, run after by fans, making every effort to entangle you in their cunning mesh, running after fans, wanting to feast on your sexy flesh. But I love you for the good person you are. the good you used to say, the good you do in the world today. If you desire to set my heart on fire, I won't say no. I'm aching so to be close to you. I love you. I really do. Not the superstar. I love the real you. The one I met before stardom struck like a lightning bolt, scattering you worldwide out of my reach.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
If you
Also,
have time, I can do another one, but only if there's still time later.
oh, well, we will have time, I think, anyway. So if you want to do another one, you are very welcome.
Now or later?
You can go now if you want.
Okay. This one is called Heartbreak. Oh woman, oh child, poor child, don't cry. Please don't cry. This game is rough. This game is tough. This game can be so wonderful and gentle. This game can place the rainbow at your feet forever. Woman, don't make broken love turn you into a whimpering child.
Thank you very much.
That's it.
Well, thank you very much, Jennifer. Thank
You're
you for
welcome,
being
Chester.
here. And also thank you for inviting those wonderful people. KV and Eugene tonight are here thanks to you. So you are very, I'm very thankful.
Of course, man.
I thank
Now
you
we
for
got the
having me.
man. Now we got the man himself, Igor.
Igor.
Exactly. Now, Igor, you can go.
The first poem I prepared for tonight is called Presence. I didn't know about you, my friend. I don't know who or from where you are. And the people in this area thought, and they will think, who knows what you are. I don't even know who or where you are now too, but I miss you a lot. I saw you at those so-called seminars with stinking students dragged from provinces, and from all those in rags. When I saw you in the overcrowded hall, my eye was caught by you. It was in the early 1990s, and you had worn out jeans too, with cleft knee, and you were with plenty of zeal. As all others, you imitated G. Michael. But when I saw you, this one seemed stupid to me, since I don't know why this seemed to me more than life. Someone must have given those jeans for you to wear them in front of others, whereas I actually didn't look at you much. I thought you were behind me and waiting for everything to pass firstly. But then I felt that you had in everything your share, and you are not without a goal, thinking just then we were in our best years, but how unfortunate only wars were happening around us. We wanted to travel, but we weren't allowed, and we couldn't, we were too poor. And you kind of, with all this even then, were reconciled, always in your own film entered. Life is shaken and then continues. Every young adult, the comrade thought in himself unique. I felt like you were lonely too, whereas not like me, left to the nightmares. I didn't know who was frightening you, who was comforting, but you never complained. With this you were never mistaken. He was wisely silent with his contemptuous identity, ascended in his duration, not expectation of the better which never arrives. Eh, I thought I wish could do it like you, cold-bloodedly keep myself silent about the hypocritical gatherings of the corrupt students. Your beginning was the end of the purchased revolution, bought with scholarships, Tea-party booklets, love of the racketeers. G. Michael's jeans, love for racketeers. That's how we ended up with criminalities. Where are you now? Did you succeed? And now I don't know anything about you, as I know not from what I lost all somehow. And maybe it wasn't easy for you either. I remember how much coffee you drank in American style, although you smelled on cheap ginger, all in gypsy style. Cup handle in your sausage fingers, and then sip, and only you are different, and all others are same. I miss your Englishness in having a point, and your hand over my shoulder while joint tripping. When you disappeared, all disappeared. Only the cheap smell of the canteen stayed. Presence. That's something spiritual. Call me, please just do it. You have me. It's like that all the time. It's all alone for me. And the name of my second poem is Water. How big are those eyes that you are carrying while waiting for the whale that is getting that fish in his mouth without regretting for not knowing the sow, the fisherman, and the sunburned tan on his neck? Don't worry, honey, I'll be back, said the fisherman to his loving wife. He placed the beluga sturge, pulling out the knife from his worn-out pants. He smiled at his only friend. She paid the rent, while he was imprisoned for those from Yemen and Afghanistan. The sailor cut the fish in two slices. How nice! Two sons are chewing. The sailor admires the Mediterranean Sea, the best thing he ever had as long as the life was going. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much, Igor. And so once again, I would like to thank everyone who joined tonight and everyone who watched it. That was the last guest for tonight. I'm going to read 2 poems as well, and then it will be the end of tonight's session. I want also to say that we are still working on our anthology. This means you will, in some time, have the opportunity to purchase a book with a collection from most of the poems that we had the chance to hear here. And I'm really thankful to everyone who's taking part and who's supporting this evening. This means a lot to me, and I feel really blessed to be in such good company every night. So thank you all. And I'm going to read 2 short poems now. Those are 2 in English, and the first one has no title. Here and now. That's where I want to live. I've always felt like this is the most important part of life. All the rest is bullshit. We picture ourselves living in big houses with shiny cars and shiny skins and shiny clothes, but this is all just a big illusion. A waking dream conceived in the mind of greedy publicists that only think of their own houses and shiny cars and shiny skins and shiny clothes. No matter how hard I try, I get caught up in it anyway. And I buy and I dream of fame and wealth and renown like they want me to. So that was the first one. And for the second one, I thought it would be an appropriate poem to end the evening. It's called A TV Through the Wall. Each night, when I go to sleep, I hear the sound of a TV coming through the wall. Light indistinct chatter, faraway music, Sometimes a cry, a laugh, always life. Yes, life behind the wall, life beyond the screen, life always somewhere. So every night I fall asleep to the sound of life, a TV coming through the wall. So that was it for me. And this means we have reached the end of tonight's session. So, dear guest, the last word is yours.
I enjoyed the evening. Thank you. It was lovely seeing everybody and listening to everybody.
Whatever she said, so do I. Yeah, it's an amazing opportunity being here because first of all, we get the opportunity for being in a book. It's a very big thing for me because I'm actually like I have never been on a book, of course. So it is really good to have our own anthology, our little anthology. And another thing is that I really love how we have consistency, like every month we have a session, and it really prepares my brain for being ready for with another poem and again coming back with it. So it is really a great experience, and thank you, Chester, for organizing all this. I am thankful to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words. Igor, I see you're with someone.
Yes, my friend Eli, she enjoyed a lot. She enjoyed a lot and our poetry reading. Really likes poetry, and she wishes you all the best. And perhaps you're acquainted because she's a kind of a Romanian. She is a Valak, and that is kind of Romanian. And I know that there are a lot of. There are like 2 or 3% in Switzerland. They are from this group that are living. And can you say on Valak?
Come to me on the private.
No, on Valak. Say something on Valak. On Romanian. Na Vlaški kaže zdravo.
Dzień dobry. Dzień dobry.
Yeah,
Dzień dobry.
she said. Yes, and it was really wonderful, and I hope we'll meet frequently like this. And I think that we are doing a nice influence with our poetry, and I think and no wonder there is more interest for poetry in the last, let's say, 3 or 2 years, because I think that first of all, poetry is now more affordable because of the new media and the social media and technologies, and because of the COVID crisis, unfortunately. And I think that people now discover that evidently that in the bookstore they say that they buy like 4 times more books now, and everybody needs more poetry. So I think we are in a way helping our civilization to stand on its right feet again, on its real way to be. Thank you.
What a great way to end this. So, see you next time.